We are Gold Ivy.
Our mission is to empower you to own and unleash your truth.
Stories of resiliency are gold, and ivy grows in hard places.
Those hard places are what creates space for light to shine through.
You decide what works for your daily life and how to transform our lessons into your gold.
This is Ivy Unleashed,
a Gold Ivy production.
Hey everyone, Brooke here. One of my biggest goals for 2025 is to improve my energy, and I know I'm not alone in that. I also know I'm not alone in what I'm about to say next. Every morning when I wake up, the first thing I look forward to is my morning cup of coffee. What I don't look forward to is how much I rely on it to get me through the day and the stomach upset and crashes that come with it. I know it's hard on my hormones, energy, and stress levels, but man, is it a hard habit to break. Can anyone else relate? I want quick and easy, and I want energy. Saying goodbye completely to caffeine is out of the question for me, but trying it in a new way, that I'm open to. So let me tell you about my new obsession, everyday dose. Would you believe me if I told you my new morning cup of energy includes the following, and all in one simple scoop? We've got L-theanine, an amino acid that works to increase focus, balance insulin levels, metabolism, and lower stress and cortisol. We've got low acidity coffee extract, finally coffee that doesn't give me a stomach ache. Collagen protein to improve my gut health, skin, and nails. Chaga, a type of mushroom that supports immune system. And my favorite, lion's mane, a natural nootropic that helps reduce brain fog and boost my mood. In addition to it being the easiest and most effective morning routine, it's free of artificial sweeteners, additives, mycotoxins, and mold. I feel at ease knowing what's going in my body, all while feeling energized, calm, and focused all day. Check out their coffee starter kit. It comes with free gifts every month like a frother, gunmetal spoon, breathwork app, and more. Join Andrea and myself as we start our year and all 365 days with Everyday Dose. Visit everydaydose.com/goldivy and get your coffee starter kit delivered straight to your door. Use our code GOLDIVY to get up to 30% off your first order.
Who wants to know what I discovered that's an absolute game changer with my hormones, stress level, and quality of my sleep? I am not one to talk about supplements, but after learning all about magnesium, I have to fill you in. In May of last year, I tested my hormones and my doctor explained to me that most women are deficient in magnesium, how important magnesium is, and how the brand of magnesium matters. First, magnesium is involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions in your body. Cortisol regulation, take magnesium. Better sleep, magnesium. Muscle soreness and recovery, magnesium. Combat depression and anxiety, magnesium. The list of magnesium's benefits go well beyond those examples. I asked for the best brand of magnesium and my doctor said hands down, Smidge. She prefers Smidge because it's super clean and made in small batches. No fillers or common allergens and non-GMO. Smidge's magnesium is made with a premium form of magnesium called glycinate complex. After taking the 100 milligram capsule of Smidge evening magnesium every night for just a week, I noticed how much better I felt in the morning. Melatonin and other sleep aids can make me groggy or give me weird dreams. Smidge's magnesium has improved my energy levels, reduced my anxiety, and my digestive health has never been better. I do my best to take it every single night to keep reaping all the benefits. I'm telling you, Smidge magnesium is a game changer. The majority of adult women are deficient in magnesium, and we don't want you to be one of them. To experience the health benefits of Smidge evening magnesium as soon as possible, go to getsmidge.com or find the link in the show notes and be sure to use code GOLDIVY10 for a 10% discount. That's getsmidge.com and code GOLDIVY10 at checkout and let us know how great Smidge Magnesium makes you feel as well. And now to this episode of the Ivy Unleashed podcast.
Welcome back to Ivy Unleashed. Today, the theme is how to not be a psychopath.
Absolutely, because we love health, obviously.
But you can go a little too far off the deep end, if you know what I'm saying.
You can be a psychopath about it and just like be obsessive or beat yourself up or like have to be so extreme. And I've definitely been guilty of this. Mm-hmm. And I see it in myself still. And I've tried to like find more balance, find more like, okay, how are we going to do this? And we have some strategies to help you out. I've really been playing with this, especially the last couple of years, on how to weave in more yoga, weave in more strength, things I'm not drawn to, and not just like always be training for a marathon. And I mean, that stuff's fun. I love extreme stuff, but it is not actually what helps your health that much. It really is the consistency and just like not all the time, 100%.
I feel like gentle just isn't really our natural state, or I don't know the word I'm looking for, but like we are extremes. And I talk to people every day who they're like, I'm just such an all or nothing person. And I can relate to that so much. Like if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all in. And then I realize that is way too hard. And then I just do the complete opposite.
I have a tip for that because this is how I think.
All right, starting strong.
Okay, so all in, like I'm all in on it, whatever. Okay, instead of being all in on the goal and you have to like eat perfectly and you're all in on that, think of it this way. Think of, I'm going all in on myself. I'm committing to this idea, okay? You're not committed to having a salad every day for the rest of your life, okay? Because that might not happen. It probably won't, okay? But you're going all in on yourself and you're not going to give up on yourself. And with that comes a dance, a balance, a day where you're in the car for 7 hours like I was yesterday and I didn't go into my Bible app.
You broke your streak.
My like 440 some day streak was ruined yesterday, right? What could I do right now? I could beat myself up about it. I could feel really bad about it. I could all of these things, but it's like, also I could celebrate like a year and a half or a year and change of being so consistent. Like I'm still consistent, you know? And so it is such a mental game.
It's all mental.
Yes.
It's all mental.
And the
the
psychopath part comes in where you like, you actually think you're going to like perfectly do this thing. You're like, that's it. 2025, I'm going to do this. And it's like, okay, how about 2025? I'm going to take a new approach. I'm going to go all in on not giving up and not sabotaging myself.
Yeah. And if you do acknowledge you're human, like I think that way with drinking or even eating healthy. Like I eat very healthy. And so when I view myself as not eating healthy, I think compared to like the normal American, it is still very healthy. But for me and this expectation I put on myself, I beat myself up. And so instead of celebrating that I'm still eating healthy, like I had one meal, one cheat day, one high sugar food, it's like, oh, game over. Okay, let's restart. Let me do Whole30. Let me do this huge thing that there's so much restriction. And then I'm so restrictive that I can't keep up with it that I binge. So like, for example, my gut health, trying like carnivore diet or Whole30 or keto, like I could go on and on doing my thing this weekend was like, I'm going to try a 3-day water fast.
What?
Yeah, I made it close to a full day. Cause I'll get to these points where like my gut is so off. And when you're feeling so sick, like you're willing to do anything. And I'm like, okay, I know, like I just gotta give myself a reset. And so Ian was great. We were touring venues for a wedding this weekend. And he's like, you basically just made it a full 24 hours. Like, do you know how good that is for autophagy? Like your cells are repairing. Like, let's celebrate that. Not that you didn't make it. And
okay, Ian, knowing about autophagy. Wow.
Ian's a bit faster.
Okay.
And the goal with this was like, let me just see how far I can get, because I know that when I give my gut a break, I crave less sugar. Like I feel the change. But if I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm not feeling well, and it was like rainy and I just had such a migraine, I'm like, I need caffeine. And so I witnessed myself have that, okay, that check-in of like, are you doing this because it's healthy? Or are you doing it to prove yourself a point? Like there's that fine line. And like I was teetering between psychopath. And so having people in your corner to check you, like Ian did a very good job of like, I'm not saying you have to eat, but like, what do you want? Like, is this going to be bad if I'm eating in front of you? And so I think looking at it as a dance over the years has helped me so much of like not comparing. Just because this worked for you doesn't mean it's going to work for me. And knowing when this isn't good for my mental health anymore.
Yeah. And I think being real with yourself of like, how have I been doing it and is it working? Like, okay, this clearly is not working. I'm still in the same place I was 5 years ago. And it doesn't have to be weight, right? It could be like chronic pain, or it could be how you feel about your confidence or whatever. Like you keep kind of trying the same thing and failing, like failing, I say in quotations, but like, let's try something new.
If you're not getting the results you want.
Right. And obviously, we're talking about eating healthier foods. We're talking about working out, right? We're talking about taking care of our mental health, what we drink, what we're putting in our bodies and what we're doing and all of these things. And so I would encourage you to just support yourself trying a new way. It might be tracking for awareness, right? It might be thinking about, instead of what I'm taking out, what am I putting in? It might be literally just starting with water. Yeah. It might be cutting back on alcohol. It could be a lot of things. But I want to give an example, and there's something I want to talk about that I haven't even said to you yet.
Oh, God.
About alcohol.
Unleash her.
So very soon I'm leaving to go to Europe.
Oh, yes.
And when I stopped drinking in September of 2024, my goal was like, I think I'm done with this. I don't know what's going to happen in June when I go to Europe, right? Because the first time I went to Europe, I couldn't drink because I was pregnant. And so I wanted to try the wine in Italy, and this time I am going back to Italy and I'm going to Ireland, and I love beer. And so now I'm approaching it. It's coming up. And I'm like, I want to decide what I'm going to do, because I don't want to get there and just be like, maybe I will, maybe I won't. No, I want to know and have like a thorough thought about this, right? Because if you're new here, I stopped drinking. A huge part had to do with anxiety. I'd wake up with a racing heart, racing mind, beat myself up all week, and then do it again the next weekend.
Talk about being a psychopath.
Seriously. It was like, and so I experimented with it a lot, and I always felt better when I didn't drink or whatever. And so I have made a decision, because I just hit 8 months on the 15th of May. I've decided that when I am around my children and I'm in the space with them, or I'm like in America, like we're not, America, when I am not on vacation away from them, I don't drink. Even if I'm like, I'm out to dinner with friends, like I don't drink. I've decided when I am on vacation and I'm not with my children, if I want to, I'm going to participate. So I've given myself permission when I'm in Europe that I can, and it's not a hard no. But I might choose when I'm there not to.
Like, so you might surprise yourself.
I know I'm going to a wedding that's in Italy, and I just have a feeling when I'm there that like, I'm not going to be with my kids. I won't feel anxious about if I have to drive or if I'm caring for someone,
It's like laissez-faire. It's like,
yes. I still might not. I don't know, but I've chosen to not feel guilty for breaking that streak, because that streak is going to end, and right now it's at like 246 days.
But same thing with the Bible. You can always restart it. I think that's a healthy approach, because what I found is when you say it's a yes or no, like I can't have it, you want it. Like you feel like you want, I don't know about you, but for me, like I want to rebel. Like, oh, you tell me I can't have that, I want that. Yeah. So when it comes to like gluten and dairy and the changes I've made over the years, it's like, you know what, I'm choosing, like I don't want that. I know that doesn't make me feel good. I can still have it, but like I'm okay. And that change has allowed me, I think, to be successful versus like, you can't have it. It's like danger. It's bad. Like just, you know what, in this season of life, it's not it right now. And that might be the case for you right now. And once you get to Europe. Yeah.
And it's so how you, like what you're doing is how you're speaking to yourself about it. Like, I can't have it. I guess I can. I'm a grown adult, but I don't want to. Like if I wake up anxious, I'll be like, okay, maybe I'm not going to drink a beer in Ireland. And that didn't go well when I just had a glass of wine, Yeah. But again, going back to the all or nothing, I am such a person. The first 19 years of my life, I didn't have a drop of alcohol. I didn't drink in high school or, partake in that at all. And then once I did, I went hard and I drank a lot, like not like daily a lot or anything, but when I did drink, once or twice in the weekend, it was a lot. And so now I'm like, am I capable of this dance, of this balance, of partaking with one or two and then stopping? Because it does turn off your brain, and it is a dopamine hit, and it is all the things we've talked about. And so it's an experiment. It's a new thing, a new way of doing things that I'm going to try. And we'll see how it goes. But that's how I'm balancing. Like, it's a commitment, right? Like, it's in your head how you're going to approach something that affects your mental health and your physical health. Like, commit to the thing. I'm committed with alcohol for awareness and how it affects my mental health. I'm committed to observing that and then acting on it and not ignoring it anymore. Like, not going to ignore how it makes me feel just because it does like have these great feelings in the moment.
And you might be like, okay, the hangover, it was worth it. Like I still got a run in. I still ate healthy. Like I think you get to choose the healthy habits you want to partake in. Like some people are like, okay, this non-toxic stuff is like BS and everything's a carcinogen. And like, there's so many different arguments out there. If you stress about everything, you're literally going to stress yourself into the illness. And that's a good point. Like that's something throughout the years that I've been exploring is like, okay, is this worth me caring? Because stress and what it does to the body is way more than the gluten or the fill in the blank. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something like you have to decide for yourself and your family. Like the stress of going broke versus being able to eat organic. Like what feels more important right now? Yeah. Because stress is such a real thing. Mm-hmm. Such a real thing. And I think in today's world with social media, you look and you're going to find a reason to not have anything. You're going to have a reason to not have peanut butter. And oh, blueberries aren't healthy. And oh, actually this wine is going to cure cancer. No, it's going to cause cancer. Like you will drive yourself mad. Yes. And that's what I think makes you a psychopath. We're coming at you with important information, warnings, and a solution. Sharing health and wellness gold with you is what we do. And so when we learned alarming information about devices that we routinely use, and we know you do too, we have to share it with you.
What most people don't realize is that the electronic devices we're using, cell phones, Wi-Fi, laptops, and Bluetooth, emit electromagnetic fields, or EMFs. The devices we're holding by our brains, on our skin, by our reproductive parts are emitting EMFs, and prolonged exposure to EMF radiation has been associated with potential health concerns, including neurological effects, impacts on reproductive health, and sleep disturbances.
Those studies alone are a cause for pause. But also, the International Agency for Research on Cancer that operates under the World Health Organization has classified non-ionizing EMFs produced by electronic products like cell phones, smart devices, and tablets a possible human carcinogen. Yikes.
And our solution? SafeSleeve. SafeSleeve anti-radiation products are designed to give you peace of mind of knowing you and your devices are protected while making your devices even easier to use. All of their anti-radiation products incorporate their lab-tested shielding technology that can block over 99% of RF and 92% of ELF radiation. And that's important because the vast majority of products that claim to block EMF radiation either don't have any testing at all, or they only block a small portion of the harmful frequencies.
We absolutely love the sleek look of these stylish products. They come in a variety of styles and colors. For our phone cases, I picked black, Andrea picked tan, and they include a built-in wallet with RFID protection and a magnetically detachable inner case. They're also anti-radiation products for tablets, iPad, and laptops.
We are pumped because we have been looking for a brand to help protect ourselves and our loved ones from this radiation for months. My kiddos have the iPad cases. Searching for a brand with stylish phone cases, colorful iPad colors, and functional headphones for our workouts so that we can enjoy our devices but also not have to worry about how they're harming us.
And without a doubt, it's time to protect ourselves. Grab your SafeSleeve phone case today and any of their other groundbreaking products at safesleevecases.com and use our code GOLDIVY for 15% off. Keeping the flu and common cold out of your household is important whether you're 5, 35, or 95, and we're going to tell you the easiest and most delicious way to do just that. It's with All Things Elderberry, a woman-owned business that has all-natural, vegan-friendly, and gluten-free elderberry products.
And when we say products, we mean a variety of delicious and beautiful products, not just for you, but for your entire household to get an immunity boost. If we had to pick our favorite product, I'm going with organic elderberry gummies. My kids are obsessed. We're trying to avoid sickness from school and make sure they can participate in their sports, so they take one every morning before they brush their teeth. They think the gummies taste like a mix of grape and cotton candy. I tried them too, and I can see why they ask for them every day. I love that they're boosting their immune system at the start of their day.
My favorite All Things Elderberry product is the elderberry green tea paired with the elderberry honey. The green tea gives me a midday boost, and the honey gives the tea extra sweetness. I also put the honey in my morning coffee instead of creamer. So good. All Things Elderberry is my solution for staying healthy before traveling, avoiding frequent colds and sinus infections, really just maintaining my health all year round.
What sets this brand apart from the others is there are no artificial additives in all things elderberry. Their elixir is made with organic, Missouri-grown elderberries, raw honey, and whole spices.
Elderberries not only help with immune support, but may also slow the aging process with their powerful antioxidants, improve skin health, and can shorten the duration of severity of colds and flu.
Visit allthingselderberry.com to explore their full range of immune-supporting products. Stay healthy and feel your best naturally. Use our code GOLDIVY at checkout for 15% off your first order. That's code GOLDIVY at checkout for 15% off your first order. And that's kind of like why we started this podcast too. Because we're like, let's simplify this. Gosh, there's so much noise. But it's just like clickbait, right? It's like if you dig into the research, you know, it's going to come down to the basics of what's good for you. And it's going to be water and sunlight, getting outside, moving your body, getting sleep. You know, it's like
some people are going to say this supplement's going to cure all.
Right.
These supplements are doing absolutely nothing. You're peeing them all out. Like you can find an argument to support anything you're looking for. Yeah. And that's where you have to check in of, okay, is this like, these thoughts are consuming me and like, this isn't helpful. This isn't healthy. I need help. Like I need to work with a provider who will give me a set plan so that it can take out the back and forth and the noise of me having to figure it out. And is this really going to help? Let me explore. Let me experiment. Let me trust TikTok. Let me trust the internet. Like there is such a fine line. And so like as we continue to this podcast, like we will always come back to, you have to listen to you and your truth and what's best for you and your family. Because there's a lot of clickbait. There's a lot of good marketing out there. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I think being like in a good financial spot, having the means to like have peace, like that's going to get you way farther.
Yeah.
And the right diet.
Right. And like thinking about like the goals that you're setting and how they're making you feel in the midst of you meeting them. You know, if you keep not meeting them, like maybe it's just too big of a goal. Like maybe just allow yourself to have a smaller goal and crush it. You know, allow yourself to be committed to something small and showing yourself I can be consistent with this thing, because being consistent with anything is challenging, even if it is small. It's like our brains are so full of so much information. And again, like you mentioned, we're consuming so much that when we set goals, sometimes we just, you know, we want to be extreme, like whatever we see on social media.
And if you're not enjoying the process or liking who you are to reach that goal, like is the goal worth it?
Yeah. Like how can you enjoy the process? And it could be honestly just having a check mark. Like that just like helps people. It sounds so silly, but it's like you can make a to-do list in your phone or on a whiteboard or something, tell someone, have an accountability buddy. But, you know, just some like small examples, right? Like things that you can check off daily could literally be just like Bible app, check mark.
Get the dopamine hit.
Get outside for 5 minutes. You know, these small things, because once you're out there, you're probably going to be out there for more than 5 minutes. But just setting those small things that you're like, okay, in each category of wellness, okay, food, what am I focusing on getting in today? It might be water. It might be a salad. It might be a protein goal. Am I moving my body? Smallest goal ever, hit it. You can always build, right? Getting outside, we said that. We got to focus on sleep. What time am I trying to get to sleep, or what can help me sleep? Something around taking your magnesium, turning the lights down. I think Jessie Golden does like candles only after like 8 or something. And what's something that can manage your stress, which we already said, like sleep and exercise. But like maybe there's something you know that really amps you up that you want to either take out or put in, and just kind of maybe having like 5 really small goals that you write down. Maybe it's 3 goals. Maybe it's literally just 1. But committing to, I'm taking care of myself in a new way. And that can mean so many things.
I think if you hate it and you're like, this sucks, like I'm forcing myself to run, if it feels like you're forcing, like make the goal smaller, make it more manageable, because what you're doing is you're getting that check mark, you're getting that dopamine hit, you're building your confidence, you're getting momentum, and then you can get after the next thing. And it just feels more of, I think, a fluid, exciting, empowering, motivating build versus, you know, I'm going to do a complete 3-day fast. Like, not my best decision, but also celebrate the intention behind it. Like we're setting these goals to take care of ourselves, and that's a beautiful thing. And so whenever I beat myself up and I like feel the psychopath come in, and I'm like, okay, you're feeling this way, you're setting these goals for a reason. It's to feel better. Let's just be okay pivoting, taking a different approach, and you're going to tweak for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And I think when you keep doing the same cycle of this thing or like this diet or whatever that's not working, it's like you don't trust yourself anymore. You're self-sabotaging because that's what you, like, you know, you're going to do that. And so it's like, you just think like, oh, I suck at that, or I'm not good at that, or oh, I always do this. Here I am again, you know? And it's like, you need to build that self-trust, because like when I think about like a big value of mine, especially with like this, like not drinking or like marathon training to finish this goal, it's like a huge part of it is integrity. Like knowing when I say I'm going to do something, I do it, because that just feels so good. You don't want to be the flaky friend. You don't want to be the person that says they're going to do stuff and they don't. Like, you want to believe in yourself, and you want to say you're going to do something, and you want to follow through. And that, building that muscle and knowing, okay, I do want that. I want that. It is starting small. It's like, put your ego aside, allow yourself to have some small wins, and knowing like, okay, when you do commit to this, understanding why. You know, it's like for you, you know, a lot of it is about you feeling good and energy and like all of that. And for me, a lot of it is being an example for some little people that are in my house. And it's like, if you can connect to like the most important reason why you're going to follow through this time with the thing, you can really be intentional about the smaller goal. And then find that balance, right? Like, I just went to Beyonce and had a weekend where it was like I was out eating and having everything off of a menu. I'm not at home. I'm not in my routine. My sleep was super late. You know, it's just like so off, but like one of the best weekends ever. You know, allow yourself to have those times off. Weave that into your goal. Okay, 3 days a week, 2 days a week, or whatever, to start small. Like, perfection isn't fun. It makes you a psychopath.
It also doesn't exist.
Right.
Like, because life happens. Like, you're going to have an illness. You're going to get sick. Someone in your family is going to have an illness, or, you know, like, things are going to pop up. That's just a part of life. And so, yeah, I think taking perfect out of your vocabulary is another great tip. Another thing that I like, and I talk to people I coach about, is like, can it just be an experiment? Like, does it have to be so serious? Like, okay, I'm going to experiment with walking 5 minutes outside and just see how I feel, and like take the pressure out of it. Cause like, it doesn't need to be so serious. Like, yes, this is your health. It is very serious, but also like, no, you could die tomorrow. Like, it really is not that big of a deal. You're doing it for a good reason. And so have a fun approach to it. Be curious, experiment, see, you know, like with I keep going back to this fast example because I just did it. It's like, let me just see how far I can go. Like, there is really, yes, the end goal would be 3 days, whatever, but I'm not like stuck on the fact that I'm going to get there if it takes me dying and going to the hospital. You know, like, I'm just going to experiment and notice and see like how I feel throughout. And if I need to stop at any time, like, I stop, and that's okay. Like, give yourself permission to try, to experiment, to pivot, and to not have it affect your mental health or your stress level so much, because that defeats the purpose.
Yes, totally. It needs to be, and I want to say positive experience, but positive in that it's not berating yourself. It's not beating up yourself at all. Like, the whole idea is, if you're boosting your mental health and your physical health, it'll affect the other one, right? That's what we want. We want that. And if it feels heavy, it feels negative, it feels like I can't, like, that is not what we're going for at all.
Yeah. I think setting the goals that excite you, that feel expansive, that you're interested in anything health and wellness, like, you can pick and choose what works for you. Like, if you hate running, don't set a goal around running. If you want to explore running, okay, something in you is like, you know what, this is something I want to try. Listen to it, but don't force it.
And also know that the first mile always sucks.
Yeah. But that's why, like, run a minute and then run a minute 15 and then a minute 30. Like, you are strong. You will surprise yourself.
Yes.
But it has to come from a healthy place, a positive place, to your point. Like, you can't shame your way and push your way.
Yeah. Allow yourself to surprise yourself. I think that's like, we don't do that. Like, we just get stuck in this identity of what we've always done or what labels people have put on us. Like, experiment and try something new in a new way. Like, what could it look like? Like, what could you just like commit to yourself? Maybe not even telling anybody if you think it's weird.
Yeah, I kind of like not sharing it with people. But like Ian, I had to tell him because like we're going to be together all weekend.
Yeah.
But for certain things, you don't have to tell anyone. Now, if you really want the accountability, you can, obviously. But sometimes it's fun to surprise yourself. And like, okay, what if I just signed up for this marathon, didn't tell anyone, and then I just ran it?
That would be so badass. Yeah. I love that stuff.
Not happening over here. Not happening at all. Just
I'm like, wait, is she surprising me somewhere? You coming out to New Hampshire, Connecticut?
No, ma'am. I mean, I'll go to the Hamptons and lay out, but I'm not running 26.2 miles. No, thank you.
You'll do yoga with me the next day when I'm sore. I need to stretch. Yeah. I like talking about this with you because you and I are always experimenting, and I feel like
maybe a little too much.
Yeah. And I think it's good to talk it through. Like, I think it's good to commit to yourself, to keep as we age and seasons change and bodies change and values change, that we're still committed to our health. Like, it's, if you don't have your health, you have nothing. And so think about your mental health if that's what needs a commitment, right? It needs attention. You know what's calling you. And maybe it's your body that needs to move and you've just kind of been in a rough cycle. Just start imperfectly. Just set the tiniest goal. Allow yourself to have a small goal. Mm-hmm. Let it be cute and then crush it. Like surprise yourself. Allow yourself the ability to like put something down that might feel like I've never even written this down, and just see.
Yeah. Like, how can you have fun with it? Mm-hmm. I think when I think about going too far with my health and becoming a psychopath, it's like, it's not fun. Like, I don't like who I am in that process. Life isn't fun. My day-to-day sucks. And so then what's the point?
Right.
So that is like you checking yourself. If your mood is trash, you aren't looking forward to getting out of bed, the goals you set do not bring you joy, or that sense of, hell yeah, I did that. Like, revisit some things, check in on yourself, and know that it is going to be a dance. Remove the all or nothing, and every day is going to look different. Like, I think just removing that pressure. Like, if the goal is for you to feel good, like, you know what that takes. And if you're setting too big of a goal, you're restricting yourself too much where you're taking the joy out of it, then you might be on the trail to becoming a psychopath.
Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Let us know what your goals are. We love it. And we do have our Move membership. I always like to just drop this in here because we like to talk about our goals on our discussion board. It's so fun to hear other people's goals and then have accountability. If you were like, okay, I just literally never follow through. I never do. We have a Move membership. You can find it on anywhere on Gold Ivy or goldivyhealthco.com. And just join and check it out. Maybe that's your experiment to see if you can do some of our workouts or join us for live workouts. Brooke does yoga every Friday at 9:30 Central Time. It's amazing. There's so many faces and bodies in that Zoom. It's so cute. And we have different ways that you can experiment with your health and some accountability and support too if you need it.
Yeah. I mean, accountability is everything, right? We have one Move member who his goal is to do a yoga workout at least once a week, every week of the year. And like, he's crushing it. And so Friday when he comes on, I celebrate him. Like, there's just that joy, that community, that accountability there. And I think that's something that you just can't recreate. It's authentic, it's real, it's genuine, it's magic. And come join us.
Yeah, you've got a group if you need it. We're your girls.
All right, this week for your piece of gold, we're talking about, I keep saying psychopath. It's maybe not something to joke about. So if anyone's offended, highly apologize. Not meant to be offensive. However, I would say, let's each do a piece of gold here.
Okay.
I would say when it comes to your health, remove the pressure to be perfect and ask yourself, how can this be easier? How can this be fun?
Ooh, I like that. My piece of gold, it's not really a quote, but I want you to think about when you're thinking about committing to yourself and what you want to follow through, think of the most important thing in your life, the most important person or what you want to experience, what you want when you kind of think longer down the road, like longevity, and how you want to feel when you're in that chapter or you're experiencing that thing. And what is one thing you can do on a consistent basis that will help you feel awesome in those moments. This is Gold Ivy signing off.
Listen to your truth and go chase your gold. We want to thank you and encourage you to celebrate yourself for taking the time to learn and get inspired in your one beautiful life. And if this podcast means something to you, it would mean so much to us if you'd be willing to take 30 seconds to help support our mission to keep bringing you inspiring stories and guests.
First, following the podcast is important because it helps you never miss an episode. To do this, just go to the Ivy Unleashed podcast show page on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts, and then just tap the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner or click on follow.
While you're there, if you'd be so kind to give us a 5-star rating and review and share your favorite episode with a friend, we'd be so grateful for your support.
We are thrilled you're here and are so happy that you're taking time to prioritize your wellness, self-discovery, and growth with us. Additionally, we want to remind you that this podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. We are not licensed therapists, and this podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or other qualified professionals.